happy to talk about YouTube and
Yeah.
our relationship with them. It's been a really strong one over the years. We embraced everything that they were doing early on to find audiences for these short films. And you know, outside of film festivals, there was very limited opportunities for anyone to see short films. So when YouTube came around and the world was sort of introduced to these films, these short films, it was so exciting for us. And you know, in the very early stages, you know, we used to have a rule sort of against, like, we would only show films that hadn't been broadcast before, like, you know, looking for, like, you know, new films. And that was more for television purposes. And then we sort of like realized early on that, like, we shouldn't limit the opportunities for films to be seen, especially short films. You know, to find their audiences anyway, anyhow, was a good thing. And so we sort of changed that rule and allowed films that have been on the internet to still play at Sundance. And that's been, in fact, we've even discovered films off YouTube that we've then invited to play at the festival. And I think it's great. You know, I think it's a great way to not just build appreciation for the short form, but for individual filmmakers to find their audiences for the kind of work that they're doing. You know, I think, you know, companies like Netflix that are you know, distributing the kind of films that we showcase here at the festival has been a really positive, I think, force in independent film. Again, it's like, choice, I think, is always a good thing, and to give film lovers out there a choice of finding just about any film they are looking for, you know, on these various digital platforms like Netflix, I think is a positive. I think as those fans are built for those kind of films they're finding on these platforms, I think it will just enhance potential theatrical exhibition for these films too, because there's still nothing like seeing these films on the big screen in a dark room with an audience. So I think it's a huge positive for the independent film world, and you know, they're I think really innovative in terms of how they're thinking about it. Like, Netflix is just launching a whole documentary series right now. One of the films being Mitt, that is our, you know, Salt Lake City gala here that we're premiering at the festival, and they're making it available to their subscribers on the closing weekend of the festival. And I think that sort of mentality of, like, getting a huge sort of exposure at the festival and then reaching a big audience at home, I think that's going to start happening more and more, and I think it's a positive.